No, no. All right. We are live. Okay. Monday. This is our team call, Epic Dream Team, and we are so sorry. I'm not sure what was going on with our free conference calling. But I'm going to reiterate everything I just talked about for those of you that missed it. Um, I want to talk about first, before we bring Victoria on the line, your hesitations and your struggles. We all have them. We all have struggles. There's no need to look at another successful person and say, well, that person has this, this, and this going for them, so that's why they're successful. All of us, we're human. We all have struggles. We all have obstacles. We all have hesitations. But I'm going to share with you why your hesitations, struggles, obstacles are actually the things that are going to make you successful. Yep, you heard me right. So when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So I challenge you to change the way you look at your obstacles, your struggles, your hesitations. And I'm going to share why I want you to change the way you look at things. Okay, so example number one. When I became a coach, I couldn't have another job. In my business, in the financial industry, with my licenses, if I had another job, according to the federal government, I would lose my job. I would get little dings on my licenses, so other companies wouldn't hire me. So for me to jump into this business, I had to have a lot of belief in myself and the business and really go all in, because if someone found out that I had another job at my current full-time job, if they found out I had another business, I would have lost my job. And that was my only income at the time when I first got started as a coach. But I took that risk. And that risk actually allows me to relate to people. When there are other people who have jobs like this, or people have other hesitations and struggles, I can share this with them. And they're like, oh, okay, that's way worse than the hesitation or thing that I have in my head that's holding me back. So example number two is I worked full-time. I worked full-time in the financial industry, full-time job, had the part-time business, and I trained for an Ironman another 20 hours a week. And I would wake up at 4 a.m. I would do a workout before work that was about 2 hours long. I would go to work. I would get off work and have another workout that was about 2-3 hours long. And then I would work my business in the evenings. I was very, very disciplined. But what this did, this thing that a lot of people will allow to hold them back, they'll say, oh, I'm really busy, I just don't have time to live the life that I want. I mean, think about it. We only have one life. What we do each day is how we live our life. How do we not have time to live our life the way we want to? That doesn't make any sense. But I knew that if I wanted something to change, I had to change. I had to be disciplined in the time that I was putting towards my business. But what that did, that thing that a lot of people, not having enough time, people will use to hold them back, I actually used that to propel me forward. What it did was it made me have laser focus on what I was doing. I had to have laser focus on the vital behaviors. I had to do my workouts, to be a product of the product, do my personal development, invite, and expand my network. I didn't have any time for anything else. I only had time to get really good at those vital behaviors. And those things are what bring about results. That's what brings results. So that idea of not having enough time, which holds a lot of people back, is actually what propelled me forward. And then now I'm able to use that struggle, that what could be a huge roadblock, as a way to connect with other people who have full-time jobs. They have full-time jobs, they want something more, they don't think it's possible because they don't have enough time. I can share what I went through to connect with them. So our struggles are what makes us relatable, right? Our struggles, overcoming them, also shows other people that you don't just have to be dealt your struggles. You can overcome, and that's what inspires people. So your struggles, that's what's going to inspire people. That's what's going to help you relate to people. That's what's going to make you successful, right? So we have to change the way we look at those struggles. And the third example I want to give you is about social media. When I first became a coach, I hadn't been on my Facebook in 3 years, and I had 200 friends on Facebook. I didn't have any other social media accounts, and I didn't have a network. I lived in a town where I went to college, and all of my college friends went away, moved away out of the area, and so here I was. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have a network, but I didn't let that stop me. I mean, if I wanted to be successful, that just meant I had to build a network. And that was awesome because me building a network meant I had to learn what it took to connect with people, to build a network, and be able to teach other people that. So what most people will say, well, I can't do this business because I don't know anybody that would say yes. I didn't know anybody that would say yes. That never even crossed my mind. I knew that I had a goal of firing my boss. I knew that I had a goal of living a life by my own design, and those hesitations, those struggles, those roadblocks, they didn't mean a thing. Those were things I had to overcome, and that's what was going to allow me to relate and inspire other people. And so I took the not having a network, and I got to work and learned how to build a network and how to connect with people. And now I can teach others to do the same. So I am challenging you all to change the way you look at things, because then the things that you look at, they will completely change. And so without further ado, I want to bring Victoria on the line. Victoria, she is a brand new coach. She earned Success Club 24 in December. That means she helped a minimum of 12 people. It was probably more like 15 to 18 people get started with their health and fitness goals. And her first month of Success Starters, January, she is now on her second month of Success Starters and Success Club 10, and we still have plenty of time left in the month, and she is just rocking it. And I have been watching her, and her attitude is the thing that blows me away. It's what really inspires me, because no matter what, anytime I talk with Victoria, no matter what struggle, no matter what roadblock is in her path, she looks at it as the most positive thing in the world and grows and pushes through it, and that's what inspires me about her. And so it's no wonder that she had Success Club 24 last month and that she's at Success Club 10 this month, because her attitude is, I want to be around her, so I know that if I want to be around her, so do other people. And that's what she's giving out to this world, so she's getting that back. So Victoria, without further ado, I would love to have you share what made you decide to become a coach. What was your reason? Why? What do you want to achieve as a coach before we get into your tips and tricks?
Well, to start out with, I just knew how much of a struggle I had gone through on my own, trying to combat weight loss and not knowing what to do and being by myself the whole time. And I was so tired of stopping and starting over and over and over again and saying, how many more times am I going to give up before I finally decide that this is the time and that this is going to be the one where I really go for it? And nobody should have to feel like that. Nobody should have to feel like they need to do this all by themselves, because that's our job. That's why we're here. We are the ones that are going to be there for them, holding them accountable and giving them the opportunity to have that person that cares just as much as they do about their goals, because they've never had that. And that's what I never had. And so to be that for yourself is really, really hard. So when you have, somebody who's really invested in you, it really just makes the whole process completely different. And people crave that. So I knew that I wanted to be that person for others, because I didn't have that until I met Kristi. So yeah, I just thought that it would be an amazing feeling. And as I've continued to help people and get into this more and more, my problems seem like so insignificant, and they just are diminishing day by day by day. Even though I get more busy and I have more things on my plate, the fact that I'm involved with helping other people and really focusing on them makes me, forget about what is going on in my life that, I shouldn't even be giving negative attention to. So I love it.
And what I love is that you go to school.
Yep.
You work.
Yeah.
And you have a part-time business.
Yeah, it's just like how
you're rocking your part-time business. So
good.
How do you? I know there are coaches out there that do have time to get in inviting every day and aren't doing it, but yet you are very limited on time. You're training for a bikini competition. You're going to school. You're working, and you're building a part-time business. How do you get in inviting every single day, and what are your tips for inviting?
Well, to start out with, it was really hard for me to figure out what to prioritize and how to prioritize everything, and balance out, the main things that I need to do versus the things that aren't so important. And it's just like what you were saying earlier. you needed to make sure that you had those 3 vital behaviors done every single day, no matter what, because there were so many other things going on in your life that those were the main focal points. So I make sure that I schedule out time in both the morning and the night to be able to dedicate time to inviting. And when I go on Facebook, I have a mission. So I followed your Power Hour to-do list. I followed your schedule that you broke down into 30-minute increments, and I have taken the time to really chunk out my schedule and figure out, okay, what would work for me? And that's what's so great about this business, is that you can figure out what works for you. Nobody is telling you you have to be on the computer at a certain time. So you really need to take a look at what is going on in your life and find the time to be able to fit it in. So that's going to be different for everyone, but for me, I've figured that out, and I just really go in and talk to people like they're my friends, because they are. And if they aren't my friends, then I want them to be my friend, because as a coach, you're going to be their friend too. So that's really helped me in getting everything synchronized.
So how many, and you were in Success Club 24 last month, how many people do you think you invited to a challenge group to earn Success Club 24?
It was probably over 100, probably 150 to 200 people, which when I really think about it, it seems like a lot, but over the course of a month, it's really not, because when you break it up into those 3 to 5 invites a day, it's totally manageable, and it seems like so much when you hear that, but I go back and I look at my Facebook, and it's just like how you were saying when you started. You had 200 friends on your Facebook. And over the past 2 months of me being a coach, I've grown my contact list on Facebook by almost 400 people, which I didn't even realize I had done that. So what I'm doing is that when I add someone as a friend on Facebook, if they ask me, okay, who are you? Because that's happened before, and at first I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. But you just have to say, oh, hey, you looked really familiar. Find your little niche that you fit into. For me, I'm a girl and I'm a college student, so the people that I'm friends on Facebook with, they're either from my high school that I went to, or I'm making those contacts from my past college or the college I'm going to right now, and I can relate to those people really easily. So I find my little group, and then I just go, and I invite as many people as I can. And if they say no, then I just remember that it's not a no, it's just a next time or not right now. So just push forward with those vital behaviors and really make sure that you're spending time focusing on the truly important things instead of wasting time on busy work or things that aren't going to get you where you need to be.
Yeah. And one of the things that when we were talking, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks into your coaching, it might have been a month in, and we were talking about referrals and asking for referrals, and you do an incredible job of that. So can you go into a little more detail about how you ask for referrals and how that's really impacted your business?
Yeah. So if I don't know somebody, I automatically either do 2 things. If I don't know them, it's because I've added them as a friend on Facebook, and I just had mutual friends with them, but I've never met them in person. So I will either message them and start forming with them, or they will ask me who they are, and I'm going to ask them throughout that interview process. Once we get into the challenge pack discussion and challenge group discussion, hey, do you have any friends that would be interested in doing this with you? Is there anyone around you that would want to work out and eat healthy while you do this? Because it really helps to have that extra person there for accountability that you know and trust and is your friend, and is really going to keep you pushing with it. So that's one thing that I do. Automatically in the 5-step coaching invite, in the first step, it says to type out, hey, I'm not sure if this is for you or not, but I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for 5 new people over the next however many days to get started losing weight, and I was wondering if you know anybody who might be interested. So that takes the pressure off of them from feeling like, okay, this person is trying to sell me something, and it gives them an opportunity to either say, oh, yes, I'm interested, or say, no, I'm not interested right now, but I do know a few people, or maybe they don't, but either way, you're putting it out there, and you're giving them the opportunity to give you that information, where if you don't put it out there, then it's automatically not going to happen. So no matter what, always ask for referrals.
Awesome. And that's what, I was so shocked because you were a brand new coach, like I think it must have been 3 weeks in, and we were talking, and you said, oh, I asked about, are you asking for referrals? And you said, oh, I ask everyone. And I'm like, yes, you're following the steps. So I was so proud of you. And it was just awesome because you were pushing through any fear or hesitations that you had in your mind. So with the inviting, are you then, you're forming with people, forming that relationship, and then diving into the 5-step invite process?
Yeah, so it really depends on the situation. If I really don't know the person and I don't really feel like super comfortable, I mean, you kind of have to just get over it. But if you would rather just do the first step of the 5-step invite, it gives a little bit of pressure off of your back. But I do generally like to start forming with people right away because the chances of having somebody join one of your challenge groups skyrockets to a degree that I can't even explain if you formed with them, because how else are they going to know that you care about them or that you want to be a part of their journey if you aren't asking about them? You don't even know what they want. You don't know what their goals are. You don't know what school they go to. You don't know anything about them. So your message doesn't seem very genuine or sincere if all you're talking about is the challenge group and what's going on with you. So definitely form and definitely make sure that you are making a connection with that person, because they're going to be a part of your life, if they become a member in your challenge group. And so you want to have that bond. And if it doesn't happen then it's going to happen at some point. And so you need to get the ball rolling and just really try to make those relatable links with people. So, yeah.
Awesome. And so the last question I have, or I have a couple more, but one more question I have for you. Would you mind sharing with everyone your age?
I am 19. I will be 20 in April. People are often very surprised just because I don't have very many friends my age, and I don't look usually or act what people would perceive a 19-year-old to look or act like, but I'm 19, so there you go.
I love it. And a lot of people at 19 would think that they couldn't inspire or change that many people's lives, and in less than 2 months you have gotten over 20 people started on their health and fitness journey, and that's incredible. Those are people that are going to be forever grateful because you have helped them on their journey. So I'm really proud of you. Congratulations on all of your success. I'm constantly learning just as much from you, if not more, as that you're learning from me. And so I'm really excited for this next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years of this journey with you. But before we go, would you like to share with everyone your big, hairy, scary goals for this year?
Yeah. Okay, so I definitely plan on reaching Diamond. I mean, that's going to be done way before a year is up, but I mean, that's really at the forefront of my mind. Obviously, I have to reach all the other ranks before I reach Diamond, but I'm not even thinking about, like, Emerald, Ruby, Diamond. I'm just like, it's going to be Diamond, and I know it's going to happen. So if you have that thought, then that's what's going to, manifest. So that's one big one. The other big one, I obviously want to be able to go on the cruise for Earning Success Club and doing really, really well every month. So that's a huge goal. And then obviously it's my second month of Success Starters. I definitely am planning on going to Summit. I just have to make sure that I keep pushing along. I mean, Success Club is a goal that I have every month, but I know that I just have one more month to reach before I get that finalized ticket. So those are like the top goals right at the forefront of my mind, but that's just because they're the most recent ones. I mean, I have a list of like 100 goals for this year, so those I think would be the ones that are like right now. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Victoria. I know this was last minute. We were having trouble with the phone, and so we just jumped on and decided to do a video because what you had to share was too great for anyone to miss it. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. If you're interested in joining the Epic Dream Team, contact us. We are a very fast and fun growing team. We have a lot of fun. We help a lot of people, and we reach our goals together. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.